Good morning. Today is Thursday, May the 14th, and welcome to another edition of Wise Words from Waldo. I want to begin today by saying thank you to my two special friends who helped me with the previous 2 days' devotions. In 1 Corinthians 13, we have a chapter that's all about love. It describes the character of real love and the characteristics of how we should live and how it should be demonstrated in our lives. All of them describe how we should live. Love is not just a feeling, it is action. I encourage you to read chapter 13 and look at the characteristics of love and then rate yourself on each one of them. And remember, God didn't give us the list so that we could pick and choose which ones we want to demonstrate. Real love demonstrates all of them. For example, you might be the kindest person in the world, but if you brag about it, it's not love. You might even be a preacher, but if you lose your temper easily, that's not love. We all have our strengths and weaknesses in different areas. The point today is, like faith, love is action. It's what you do. About 50 years ago, it was a few days before Mother's Day. A businessman stopped by a florist, and he wanted to wire some flowers to his mother who lived a few hundred miles away. When he got out of his car, he noticed a boy crying. He asked the boy, "What's wrong?" And the little boy, through his tears, said, "I wanted to buy my mom a rose for Mother's Day, but they cost $1, and I only have a quarter." Taken back, the man said, "Come on with me, boy." He went inside, placed his own order for his mom, and then he gave the florist $1 for that boy's rose. The boy said, "Thanks, mister. I had to walk a long way to get here." And he said, "Well, boy, can I give you a ride?" And he said, "Yes, sir." Well, he followed the boy's direction. And the boy said, "Just one more turn, sir." And they turned into a cemetery. And the little boy said, "This is where Mama is." The boy walked over to a grave, placed the rose on the ground, and then he said, "Thanks, mister. I live right over there." And off he ran. The man turned around, drove right back to the florist. He canceled the order that he had of flowers that he was having wired to his mother. He bought 12 roses, and he drove the 200 miles to his mom's house to give them to her. If you're a mom out there, do you suppose she was happier to have her son there or for the roses? Yeah, it's a rhetorical question. Growing up, I always heard it's the thought that counts. And while there is some truth to that, 1 Corinthians 13 says, even if you're the greatest preacher, or you have the kindest heart, or even if you have faith that could move mountains, but if you don't demonstrate real love, it profits nothing. We've all heard the words, "I love you," but we know actions speak louder than words. Yeah, it's nice to hear, "I love you," but it's even better to show, "I love you." Now stop and think about that.